Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before. Imagine tuning in to real-time discussions, expert analyses, and fan interactions all at your fingertips. Each platform offers a unique experience, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. We're not just sharing stories, we're creating a community of passionate sports enthusiasts. Join us as we dive deep into the evolution of podcasting, where every episode is a chance to engage, debate, and celebrate the world of sports. This is where your voice matters and the game never stops. Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before, where sports passion meets podcasting brilliance. I'm Mike, the Bear fan, and alongside Bill, the Packer fan, and our buddy Ken Catalone, we're bringing you an incredible lineup of 38 diverse podcasters. Each one brings their unique flavor to the table, covering everything from game analysis to behind-the-scenes stories. Imagine diving deep into the minds of experts who live and breathe football, sharing insights that you won't find anywhere else.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to WCFL DolFans Talk. Hope everyone's having a wonderful night today. Let's go ahead and bring on our co-host, Mr. Derek Simmons.
Hey, good evening, Papa Paul. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing, my brother?
Oh, not too bad. Just watching the Orioles game right now.
Yeah, let's go ahead and bring on Johnny O and see if we can hear him. I can't hear you.
Well, it's not liking him tonight. I had that same issue. Wonder if he could turn up his thing on his phone. Like my volume was all the way down.
And he checks that and stuff. He's dealt with it before. And So how's the Orioles doing?
We're losing 3-0 right now. We got a lot of our guys are not playing though. They taking a rest day. So, man, we got some crushing news, didn't we, yesterday?
What, Calais Campbell?
Yeah.
Yeah, that I figured he would have went to a team that had a chance at winning the Super Bowl. I don't see them having a chance, really.
Yeah, I don't see it. Yeah, I don't think the Cardinals have a chance either. But I mean, he's got a chance of getting $7.5 million. I doubt we offered him anywhere close to that.
Well, we should have.
Oh, well, yeah, but we don't have it to give it.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
We got $20 million almost, and we only need 10 to 12 for our drafts. And there's always room to make. There's always ways to make more money.
Yeah. Weren't they still talking about maybe trying to do something with Tua's money as well?
I have no idea on that. I wouldn't if I could. Let's see if Johnny can talk now.
Anything?
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
I don't know what it is. All I did was close everything and restart it. Took me like 5 times, but finally.
How we doing, Johnny?
Can't complain. Nobody listens anyway, right?
That's right. Jorge Ellis, thank you for joining. I'm just saying, Calais Campbell. That sucked. I thought he would have gone to a team where he would have had a chance at a Super Bowl. Really.
Well, I believe he started his career in Arizona, so this is like his retirement tour.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like maybe in the Ring of Honor or something like that, and then giving him a nice good bit of money to come out.
Right.
Up to 7.5.
He might go ahead and just retire post June 1st. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, with a 5.5 base and it's $2 million more in incentives, I doubt he's retiring. But you never know. What's up, Russell?
How you
Hey,
doing?
how you guys doing this night?
Wonderful.
Good. How you doing, Russell?
I'm good, Derek. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Wish it was warmer outside.
Yeah. Yeah, bipolar weather. 80 yesterday, 40 today.
Right?
It was hot out here in Brooksville.
It was nice all weekend. I was down there in Florida, so except for the little bit of rain, but
It was hot today. I mean, it was windy, but it was hot.
You were good. You got one of these days coming. It's going to be pushing close to 90, ain't it?
Well, we were pushing 90 yesterday.
Nice.
And
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Outside today, and it was windy, but I could feel the sun just baking on me.
Well, maybe you should come here. It was a tropical and balmy 54.
yeah, exactly.
Hey, as long as I'm doing something, it doesn't bother me. I have to come up there and get some crab cakes.
Oh, that's Derek's area.
Yeah, that's me in Maryland.
Russell is clam chowder and lobster.
Yep.
I'll take clam chowder. He can keep the lobster.
What up, people? How y'all doing today?
What's up,
What's up,
Winners?
Winners?
What's good with y'all, man?
What's good, Saul?
Man,
Well,
listen, I would be even so happy to say that I'm really, joyful and everything about the Miami Dolphins, but I'm gonna be honest with you. After seeing Calais Campbell sign it to Arizona yesterday, and you know, uh,
Yep.
I really don't. I really don't, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm like, damn. And I mean, don't get me wrong. He did get drafted by the Cardinals. Why not end your career with the Cardinals?
Right.
Well, that's where he started, so he wants to finish it. He's hoping for a storybook
I'm
ending.
not mad at him, man.
Storybook.
I know,
He might-
but
he
I
might
don't,
have
I
a-
don't see Arizona doing it.
Because you got to remember, there ain't too many guys that actually, start with a team and then be able to finish, even if they come back, So,
But did you
He-
guys
he's about
really
to play in his
expect
18th
less?
or 19th season?
It's 18.
I mean, we can wish, can we? We can wish.
Well, they probably offered a lot more than we could too. That's
Right.
yeah, wasn't it like it was like 5.5 million? I thought it was almost like guaranteed or something, and then up to incentive 7.5.
yeah, it's 5.5 million and up to 2 million in incentives.
Did you really expect him to sign with us after we were bargain basement shopping this whole off season?
Yeah.
I think I think we definitely have a better chance to win the Super Bowl than the Cardinals do. But there's could be some culture issues down there and people acting like divas. He might have seen it and said, "All right, I'm getting the hell out of there."
That's what I was
Thank
thinking
you,
when I
Woody,
saw
for tuning in, man. Thank you, Woody, for tuning in. We got a Lions fan tuning in. Appreciate you, Woody. We appreciate you tuning in. Cat for life. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate everybody that's watching right now.
Jump on if you want to. The link's out there.
Absolutely.
Now, do you guys think our draft, which is going to change now? We definitely need a defensive tackle now.
Good possibility. Pick 13 as a defensive tackle.
I'd still stay in the trenches, whether it's defensive tackle or offensive line. But if, like I said before, the main guy on your board's not there, trade back a few spots to get extra picks. We got holes everywhere to fill. So just by grabbing a defensive tackle at 13 is not going to solve all our issues.
No, not even close.
Yeah, we need a guy like Carter off the Philly. We need a game changer.
Yeah, we ain't got no money for that. We don't got money for that, and the Eagles are going to wind up. I think his contract is up after this season, and I guarantee Philadelphia is going to pay that man.
Well, I mean, there's a couple nasty guys in the draft. I mean, that are young. That we have a chance to hit on.
But the problem is, here's the problem, Derek. The problem with that is, Derek, do we fucking pick those guys? Fuck no. We get Joe Blow down the street. Somebody that none of us had on the radar.
Hey, his MO is he's going to draft someone that's injured. It's gonna
Oh,
happen.
don't drink it. Don't drink it. I already got enough injured guys. Come on now.
I'm just telling you.
Woody,
Oh, my.
Woody, I tell you what, if Mason Graham is still available at 13, we better well take him.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be there though, Paul.
No, but he's saying, Woody's saying you guys don't like Mason Graham. He could be there.
No, he's not gonna be there.
Yeah, I think he's going in the top 10.
Yep.
I'm saying,
I think I think our best chance would be probably Kenneth Grant, but I would trade back because I mean, like I said, I'm not going to take my second and third choice when I can get extra picks and still get my second or third choice 3 or 4 picks behind. You know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If Mason Graham, God knows what reason, but some reason happened to be there, we damn well better take him.
Yeah, if he's there, but
Well,
I
strange
mean,
things have happened. You know how it can be.
oh,
He
anything
would definitely
happen.
he would definitely pair well with Zach Sealer.
all kinds of crazy things go on draft day.
I see, like I said, in the top 10 picks, there's going to be at least 2 guys that you weren't expecting to be in the top 10. So somebody's going to trickle down to us regardless. But I got a funny feeling that Greer, his MO is he always drafts guys that you're either a head scratcher or somebody that's coming off from an injury. And we need, like I said, in our first 4 picks, we need 3 starters. I'm not talking about superstars, but 3 starters that are going to contribute right away.
So you mean something like for a cornerback, Dolphin Winners?
Yeah. That's fucking funny.
Paul just must have been watching Delirious with Eddie Murphy.
You know
You
it.
ain't never lie, because these feet ain't doing it. I can tell you that shit. I can tell you that right now. I don't care how much icy hot pills, whatever. Shit.
Winners would be getting an injection every quarter just to try and help his feet out.
Man, listen. Ed O'Neill got a better chance of doing better than me out there. I'll tell you that shit straight up.
Oh man, he's going to the
And I'm
Al
talking
Bundy
about,
references.
yes, sir.
I scored 4 touchdowns in a high school football game.
Kai.
Oh man.
Those were the good old days.
Yeah, you ain't never lied.
I only wish I played football in high school and stuff.
Believe me, it's not all what it's cracked up to be.
No, but I
Our school.
we would have gotten out. I you know.
What is that?
Sounds like somebody got a typewriter.
Somebody got a typewriter or somebody blending something in the background?
Mm.
No, that was me. I got this little fan that plugs into your phone. I wanted to check it out.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, like, what the fuck is going on? I thought you was grinding. I thought you was grinding up something there for a second. I'm like, is he grinding something up?
I thought he was going old school with the old pencil sharpener.
Matter, I thought Papa Paul
Yo,
was
that's
holding the
exactly
typewriter.
what I thought. Yo, you ain't never lied. I actually thought that. I was like, yo, I said, what the hell is that? And it's not my headphones. See, I was about to say it ain't winners.
Not this time.
Oh man. But yeah, when I seen that on April 1st, and I said, this has got to be April Fool's joke. And then I went on ESPN and seen Calais got signed to Arizona. I said, wow, this is not an April Fool's joke. Wow.
Nope, unfortunately not. So
Well, you know, the sad part, like we were talking about, the Dolphins dragged their feet all off season. This could have been done before the season ended while he was still a Dolphin. But
he hadn't decided whether he was coming back. I think that was part of it, and then they didn't offer him as much as Arizona. So you can't blame the guy. I mean,
oh yeah, I'm not never gonna question anybody getting their bag. You know, if you're gonna get your money, get your money. But while he was playing well for us, Greer should have went and said, "Hey, listen, if you could throw around extra money for Tyreek Hill and this one and that one, you should have said, hey, we got a 2-year deal on the table for you right now." Before it even got to that.
well, they
Even though-
might have. We don't know.
Yeah, I'm not saying we didn't, but it's just a shame that you watch someone who was a contributor on your defense go to Arizona.
And a leader. And a leader. He's definitely
Yep.
a leader type.
Yeah, it's gonna be mighty chilly down in South Beach this year.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna see a difference in the defense, I believe, without him there.
Oh, I'm sure
Absolutely.
there are still free agents out there that, like I'm saying, you could fill a need. And I'm obviously we got 10 picks. I'm just hoping that at 13 we don't settle, rather than if we can push back a few spots and then add more picks, because we got to build up our depth. Our depth is a joke right now.
I'm like this, Russell. I'm about to sound like Woodsy the Owl right now. Who? 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 Who wants to come to Miami if Miami don't have no money?
Right. We always don't bid enough or we bid too much. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, that's been our history, you know. Like I said, we're the champs of free agency in April, and we're the Super Bowl champs in September and October. But when November 1st rolls around, we're talking about, how come this? Why didn't this? Because we sunk money in areas that we didn't need to sink money.
We're not the champs of anything this April.
Oh, yeah, we are, Paul. We're the champs of bargain basement shopping. Everybody's at Nordstrom's and we're at the dollar store.
We won by picking the worst guard back up, bringing Liam Eichenberg back. We got the trophy for that.
Yeah, I keep telling people, my buddy's a Chicago Bears fan, and he was telling me, our offensive line is so much better. He says, didn't you guys take one of our guys? I said, yeah, the human turnstile. He's like, yeah, that guy sucks.
Listen, he can't be worse. He can't be worse than Eichenberg.
Oh yeah, he is, Paul.
You never say never. Never say never. Never say
John,
never.
John, just Google his highlights, and you'll laugh all night. That's all I'm gonna tell you. I ain't gonna say nothing else. Just Google his name, and then he reminds you of the guy, like I said, when you go to Disney World and he rips the tickets and the turnstile flips over.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you.
You know what's so sad? My nephew is a Bears fan, and I'm afraid to even ask him about this dude. So I already know by hearing this from Russell, I'm afraid to even ask my nephew.
Hey, listen,
he's a diehard Bears fan.
If you Google his name and then see the worst highlights of the Chicago Bears offensive line, he's in like 8 or 9 of them.
Well, let's just hope that he pulls a Noah, like in the Redskins. You never know.
Yeah, well, I hope he pulls right on the sidelines and stays right on that bench. Because if we're going into him and Eichenberg, our season's over.
Two will be doing some more finger dancing with us in the air.
I just think that the guys that we have on our offensive line right now, I would say Brewer is a guarantee, Austin Jackson, and hopefully Daniels. So you still got to worry about whether Paul's going to be the starting left tackle or is it going to be Armstead, and then you need another guard. So we got to reinforce the inner part of our line. Once that's set up, then we can voice our opinions come August when the preseason starts and see how the first or second drive of the preseason with the starters, where they play more than one drive, they play like into the third quarter. Then we can see how our production works.
I think Paul starts. I think Armstead's not going to be there.
Well, that's fine. I mean, if like we all know, he's only a left tackle. So you drafted him. He's a second rounder. He's got to play. It is what it is. But
Yep.
we still need a guard to go on the other side with Daniels, whether it's in the draft or we sign one of the free agents like Brandon Sheriff or somebody like that. We need a starter, someone that's reliable. Not, oh, well, we're just going to take Joe Smith, the run-of-the-mill guy from pricing out cards at Walmart to play right guard, and then
Right.
wonder why your
That's what got
season's
me.
over October 1st.
Yeah, that's what got me. Why did we re-sign Eichenberg? Like, what was Greer thinking?
You just said the magic words. He wasn't.
He was in Filene's basement.
And they don't even have Filene's out here anymore.
I know that.
Oh wow.
Like I said, we can sit here. Of course, we all want to be wrong. John wants to be wrong. Saul wants to be wrong. Paul wants to be wrong. Russell wants to be wrong. Derek wants to be wrong. I hope all these narratives go out the window and we're a good team. But of course, reality sets in, and I just think that it gets to the point where you're like, really, the same old. It's not going to work. It's like putting your hand on something that's hot. You get burned. You don't put your hand back on it to say, oh, let me try it again to see if it was really hot. If you're burned, you're burned.
And another thing, I'm getting sick of hearing about the Tyreek Hill drama. Like, now he's throwing that cryptic tweets and stuff out again. It's like, dude, stop the nonsense. You better not be doing this during football time. Like, you need to step up because you were terrible last year.
He likes trolling people.
I'm to the point with
People's goats.
that's what he does. That's exactly what he does. But I'm to a point right now. Listen.
Yep. You don't even concern yourself with that. No, why? Because he reminds you of the kid in school that's not getting enough attention. He just sends out stuff so people can get a rise out of you. He ain't going anywhere, just like Tua ain't going anywhere. And like I said, we as fans, of course, we want the narrative to change and we want our team to do well. Who doesn't want their team to do well? But I don't get involved with he said this, he wants to go here. He ain't going anywhere. Just like Tua ain't going anywhere. So all the delusional fans that are so hyped up on worrying about he's saying he's gonna go here, he can't go anywhere. He doesn't control where he goes. If we say he's gonna go somewhere, then you're gonna go somewhere. He's not going anywhere. I don't understand why people get all so hot under the collar because he said, "I'll cryptic this. I want to go here. I want to go." He ain't going nowhere. That's that.
Nobody's taking that contract.
Nobody.
No.
I just
And
want him
even
to
worse,
step up. I want him to step up and be a better team player. He was a captain. I don't think he gets captain again this year, but he needs to step up and be a captain, whether he is or not.
the first thing the Dolphins need to do, I mean, I'm not talking about any individual player or any individual stat or any individual guy. The very first thing the Dolphins need to do is have accountability. They can't be, well, if he doesn't do it, I'm not doing it. Hey, if you're late, you're late. We'll all get the same punishment. There's not going to be a punishment for Tyreek Hill, and that's the problem. They've ran a country club since McDaniel's been there. He wants to be your buddy wearing Gucci belts and Louis Vuitton jackets, and I'm walking around with a certain type of sneaker. I give two shits about that.
And
What you need to do is you need to put these guys on notice that, listen, we are here for a reason. We ain't here to play around. You play around in the off season. We're here from September to January to get our goals accomplished. And our goals aren't to say, well, we can go to South Beach after the game, or I'm going to race this guy, or I'm in this video shoot, or I'm putting out a rap album. What's that got to do with anything? When you do those other things, that just tells people as well as anybody with two sets of eyes that your commitment ain't there. If you're an electrician, you don't go to the dentist for an oil change, do you?
Yeah.
So stay in your lane and do what you're supposed to do. If the coach allows you to be his buddy, that would never happen out here. You think Vrabel's going to let these dudes tell him what's going to go on? That ain't going to work.
Nope, no way.
That ain't going to work. Belichick,
gone.
same way. As
Really
mad as
gone.
everybody got about Belichick, that dude ran a tight ship. You hardly ever heard one or two or three or four guys saying, I'm doing this during the season. Yeah, okay, good luck with that. You could be doing it, but you might be doing it on the Bengals because they're going to release you.
Yo, that That dude was sitting there flossing during the roast of Tom Brady. You seen that man sitting there with 8 Super Bowl rings on his hands, 2 with the Giants and 6 with the what's the name? 6 with the New England Patriots. Jesus,
Our, our problem is not talent.
you
Our
can't tell me
problem
that's floss and that's
is
flawless.
mentality. Our problem is not talent. Our problem is mentality. And if the Dolphins are smart, know what the first hire they should have done? A strength and conditioning coach. That's the first thing they should have hired. I give two
That new
shits.
trainer.
That's what you need. Because I mean, we're soft.
You
And
know,
it's always the
Mhm.
same injuries every single season.
and the strength and conditioning coach has been there longer than any other coach.
So that ought to tell you something.
Time for him to retire.
Got blackmail tapes. Got blackmail tapes.
He's got something.
You never know. Blackmail tape.
I don't know.
Straight
Maybe
up.
they caught somebody in
Know
a sex
all the
tape,
secrets.
or somebody was in a sex tape or something,
Hey,
or
listen.
somebody was with somebody's
Listen.
wife
Hey,
on the
somebody,
cruise. I don't
something,
know.
something.
Like I said, our whole mentality needs a change. You got to be physical. You got to stop that mentality of we got to throw on 3rd and 1 or 4th and short. You got to punch people in the mouth. You got to knock them off the ball. And I'm saying with Daniels, Brewer had a hell of a season at center. Austin Jackson was playing well till he got hurt. We're gonna have Paul, who's a monster at left tackle. We need another guard. We'll see what happens after that. We can all sit here and hope and wish, and we can talk about this guy, and that guy. It ain't gonna mean nothing if we ain't pushing people around. If we're that whole soft flag football, we're Olympic track team, we ain't going nowhere.
Back.
And I know that might hurt a lot of Dolphin fans' feelings. They're like, "Oh, this guy." Listen, it don't matter. We're not. I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. I don't wear jerseys to say I'm not a fan. Guys come and go. The Dolphins are going to be there regardless. Our mentality has to change. I mean, when you look at teams in 1 year's time, everybody screamed and hollered. We scored 70 points against the Broncos. The Broncos are better than us right now.
Yep.
In 1 year's time.
Yes, they are.
In 1 year's time.
Not
We
even
scored-
1 year. Broncos were better down the stretch last year, 2 years ago, than we were.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They made the playoffs last year with a rookie quarterback, mind you. And the year that prior, when we scored 70 points against them, they played better down the stretch than us. We fell apart. We only had to win one game in our final 4 to have a home playoff game. How'd that work out? And everybody's
And you know what's kind of
continuing.
funny? Go ahead, Russell.
No, everybody will continue to bring up that one game. And I'll be like, listen, that one game is one game. Did it change anything? No, we went home in the first round of the playoffs because we couldn't win a game against Tennessee. We scored 70 against the Broncos, but couldn't score 15 or 20 against the Titans on Monday night at home.
With the
At home,
backup
yeah.
quarterback.
That Broncos game was a gift and a curse. And the reason why I say it's a gift and a curse because it gave all the teams more game film to sit there and say we're not letting that shit happen against us. And every defensive coordinator that was left on our schedule said, "You see that shit? Miami is not doing it against us." And that's exactly what happened.
And you know the key point in that is, guys, that was in September in good
Right.
weather at home.
Yep.
Yeah, I was in the stands for that game.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it was a great game to be at.
Yeah, it was. And the best part is there was 5 touchdowns. We scored 5 in each end zone, so everybody got to see action.
Mm-hmm. That was one of the games that they really featured Achan. Achan was running. He was doing everything. And it seemed like after that, we somehow put too much on his shoulders and beat him up. Because down the stretch, he wasn't like that.
Well,
And
he
that
couldn't
should've
get, he wasn't blocked. Nobody was blocking for him.
And that should have never happened. Because, like I said, you have to be able to adapt. We didn't never adapt. Teams adapted to what we were doing, but we didn't change our calls. We didn't change our mindset. So everybody knew exactly what was going to happen.
No,
And
we
when
say that all the time. McDaniel needs to change the playbook, needs to change things up, needs to make the adjustments in the game and at halftime. and he just doesn't seem to do it.
And you know what that is, John? That's arrogant. That's arrogance, arrogance, arrogance.
I
Instead
don't
of
know.
him,
I don't know if it's arrogance or just being a first-time head coach, and maybe not understanding. I mean, he did spend a lot of time with different head coaches. Damn, you had to be in there at halftime when they said, "Hey, this is the adjustments we're going to make. This is what we're going to do." And he just doesn't do it. I don't know if it's arrogance or lack of experience, but damn.
all right, now he's on his third. This is going to be his fourth year coaching the Dolphins coming up this September. He has 2 offensive coordinators on his staff for the last 2 years. Why is he calling the plays?
Listen, we've discussed that many times.
Arrogance.
Too many times.
It's very arrogant of him to say, let me just give the play calling to Frank Smith, or let me give the play calling to Darrell Bevel. Bevel took the Seahawks to the Super Bowl with his play calling.
Right. Yeah. Why are we not using Bevel? And then
Daniel's exact words out of his mouth. I thought to do any good, I would give it to somebody else.
And that's arrogance.
Well, he need to give it to somebody else.
And then he is the same guy who will say, hey, in the first quarter, it's 3rd and 1. We're going to run the wide receiver screen to Tyreek. Then it's fourth quarter, 4th and 1. We're going to run the wide receiver screen to Tyreek. No adapting, no changing, same plays, same sets. And then everybody concerns themselves, well, what happened? What happened is your coach is arrogant. He's saying my thinking is better than their thinking, so I'm not changing. He's stubborn.
Yeah.
You notice too when we won the 70-26 against the Broncos, we basically showed our whole playbook and we never changed it up after that.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I said. It was a gift and a curse, Derek.
Yep.
It was a gift and a curse. The gift was blowing out a team. The curse is you gave the league enough film to study what the fuck we were doing.
Another thing, too, guys, that goes in my head, and I think about this all the time. He came from San Francisco. He was their run coordinator. But he runs the same running attack, the wide zone run, as San Francisco, full well knowing that we don't have the offensive capability to run that system. I could see the RPO passing type stuff, but the run game is not going to work because we don't have a Trent Williams type. We don't have that physical punch you in the mouth, grind it out type of run game. And till the Dolphins adapt to that type of mindset, they're going to always be nice to watch in September. It starts fading in mid-October. November, we're talking about, I wonder what my team got in the NBA draft or who we got this schedule. Because it's getting aggravating after a point. And I feel bad for you guys because you guys spending big money to go to games in Miami, season tickets, and the whole shebang.
Real quick,
I'm going to say this to you, Russell. If I'm talking about – go ahead.
No, go ahead and finish what you're saying, Dolphin winner.
I said if I'm sitting there talking about baseball still in the beginning of football season, I'm going to be pissed. And I hope I'm not, because I'm going to be honest with you. I want to be talking about the Dolphins instead of talking about the Phillies.
Yes, definitely.
Quick commercial break, guys.
What's up, y'all? This is Chef Jew. Looking for a great chef for your next catering party, private party, office party, etc. with welcome watering meals and desserts? Let Chef Jew Catering and Sweet Treats take care of it for you at an affordable price. Call me at 786-804-8096. Also reach me at chefjewcatering@gmail.com. Direct message on Facebook and Instagram at Chef Juice Catering. Chef Juice Catering and Sweet Treats. Food with a passion. We do it all.
Jew, Miami-Dade, Palm Beach area. Don't forget to get good sweet treats and good eats. And please don't forget the cheesecake. Personal size cheesecakes for one person. You don't have to share.
One person if you're Papa Paul and greedy.
I don't have to really worry about pastries and all that because I'm diabetic, and so I'm not going to be fussing about those cakes and pies. And we got a heck of a bakery out here. That's crazy.
You ain't never lie. Letty's Bakery. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. Me and my
Yeah.
girl drove by there the other day, and I was telling my girl the other day, "Oh, there's your bakery." She goes, "Don't worry, I'm going by there later."
You gain about 10 pounds just walking in there.
Oh, that's
Literally.
hey John, there's this bakery out here, Far River. Well, for a while, my girl was getting up at 4:30 in the morning. I'm thinking she's, going to the bathroom or she's getting something to drink. And then it's like 25 minutes go by. I'm like, what the hell? I go downstairs, she gone. I'm like, what the hell? Where my girl going at 4:30 in the morning? So now I'm on 9:10 now. I'm fired up. Where the hell is this woman going? She comes pulling up with a box of fucking bakery stuff. I'm like, Kim, why would you go to a bakery at 4:30 in the morning? She's like, oh, there's lines out there. There's lines out there. I'm like, come on now. Are you serious? She goes, I'm not kidding, Russell. There's lines at this bakery. So I said, listen, next time you go, I'm going with you because I don't believe this. Next time I went, there was lines around the corner. I thought they were selling tickets for the Michael Jackson tour or something. I'm like, this is for donuts? The hell?
At
Literally.
4:30 in the morning, there was a line.
Yeah.
Yep.
No,
Yeah, I'm telling you,
For
all the time. And God forbid when Easter comes up with the
I
sweet
was up there the
bread.
last time.
Shit.
Well, that's
Man.
there's a bakery up in Destin, Florida. 'Cause we used to go to Destin every summer, and the doors open at 6 o'clock in the morning, and there would be a line at 5:30 in the morning.
Well, this place used to open at 6, but there'd be people outside around the corner. I'm like, what the hell? 4:30 in the morning. I said, what they selling out here? Dope. And she was like, yeah, the pastries are unbelievable. They're unbelievable. So I brought Saul, and when I had brought Saul, we were out in the line. I was like, what the hell? And this is in the morning.
Yep.
Now they open all day. Are they open all day? Or do they sell out and close?
No, they open. Now they changed the hours. They open at 8 now because they were saying there was too many people out there waiting outside. So now they go from 8 to 2:30, and they have Tuesdays. They're Monday. They open on Monday. They're closed on Tuesdays. They open Wednesday through Sunday, but at 8 to 2. And that place goes like nonstop. And I mean, they make everything. They make pastries. They make. They actually do pizzas in there. They do meat pies. They do sweet bread. They do catered cakes. They do donuts. They do eclairs.
All types of
cookies. Oh my, the cookies unbelievable.
Man, you're making me want dessert. My goodness.
All from scratch.
Yeah, like I'm not bad enough.
Derek, all from scratch.
Yeah,
all from scratch. Nothing, all from scratch. Oh my God. And when you walk in, it's just like, you're nuts. In heaven. It's just like, oh my God.
And
it's not a chain.
Here called Hello's Bakery.
Yep, it's only one store. It's not a chain. It's just family owned. It's Portuguese. Oh my God, it's the bread. They bake bread. Oh my God, it's crazy.
Oh, man.
That's the best ones. These chain ones are terrible.
Yep.
The cinnamon rolls. The cinnamon rolls.
Oh, the cinnamon rolls.
Oh my God.
Crazy, man. Coffee rolls. The coffee rolls.
Oh my God.
Banana.
No, yeah, the coffee rolls. The coffee rolls are the size of a saucer, maybe bigger.
They're the size of a small dish that you would put food on. One coffee roll,
literally,
with the glazed icing. Oh man, it's crazy.
So Russell, when you come to Miami for a game, we expect some pastries, sir.
Well, I like Saul's coming in a couple weeks. Yeah, he's coming the 24th, the day of the draft. He's coming. He's going to grab his stuff on Sunday to go back to Philly.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Some coffee rolls, some chocolate chip cookies, and
oatmeal raisin. They got everything. It's crazy, man. Like I tell people all the time. Like my girl, my girl always says, "I'm a donut whore. I love my donuts. But she don't get them all the time. But my girl walks 9 miles a day, so man, it ain't gonna matter. She's into their fitness and all that. But she'll get the Long Johns with the strawberry, raspberry inside and whipped cream. Oh, it's crazy. And I've been looking at them. I'll be like, no, you got to get them out of here.
I'm into fitness too. Fitting this cookie in my mouth, fitting this donut in my
Oh
mouth.
yeah, I always tell people all the time. They say Russell, they say Russell, are you on a diet? I go, yeah, I'm on a seafood diet. I see food and eat it.
Yep.
But enough of the Rachel Ray show. We got to get back to the Dolphins.
I don't know. The bakery conversation is probably better than the Dolphins conversation right now.
Well, yeah, right now our Dolphins offense like moon pies.
Hey, no matter what, how good or bad the Dolphins do, no matter how good or bad we do, the best party's outside the tailgate and the after party. That's where the party's at.
Yep.
That's what I'm looking forward to the most. The games are boring. I like to meet and greet people and hang out with all of y'all. That's what I can't wait for.
Mm-hmm.
No, absolutely. I agree with you, brother.
Like I said, I don't drink, and so I went to the fan club weekend game and see everybody at bowl campus, and then I was at the tailgate with Saul and Paul. We had a great time. Paul was doing his business. He was selling stuff, and we had a good time. It was nice. And then we went over to some people that Paul knew, some Latin guys with Latin food. It was crazy. It was out of control.
That was Dolphins Nation, Mexico.
Yeah, it was out of control.
Real quick, Derek, how's the house selling going?
People are coming in. They're just not. I don't know. Nobody's really made an offer yet. We got another one coming in tomorrow at 11:30. This place was canceled twice, and one had come see it so bad they're coming tomorrow at 11:30. So, yeah, but it's only been on there, about 20 days. So we'll see what happens here.
Have you had an open house yet?
No, they don't really do open houses up this way up here because it's not new. So I think we might even think about, we're probably going to drop the price here in the next couple of days if something doesn't fall through here after this weekend. I think I'm going to drop it down like
houses
$5 or
down,
$6
houses all the time.
Yeah, I mean they still do open houses here.
Yeah, they come down there and stuff. We've talked to our realtor about doing it. You would think everybody up this way is working during the day, so it's tough. So everything happens on the weekends, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's normally when you do an open house, like on a Saturday or Sunday or both days.
Yep. That way you can have a few couples come in. You schedule them by times.
We just don't have a whole lot of people. Our city, our area, our county might only have 50,000 people in it altogether. We're small.
You don't need 50,000 people. You only need about 10.
You only need one that's looking.
I mean, I got a ton of people looking. I mean, Zillow's got like almost 2,800 views and 100 hearts. So it's blown up, but it's just, it only takes one. So hopefully it'll come. But and then I had some good news with some stuff down for some work in Jacksonville. I found some people hit me back on some positive notes for that. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for that.
Hey, I wanted to get a consensus from you guys. I want everybody to say their pick at 13, and let's see how we all end off. Everybody pick one guy you want to see at 13.
I don't know college football like that, so whoever
you can say a position then, or you can say a position, and that's fine. You don't have to say an exact name if you don't know anybody's name.
In the trenches, offensive or defensive line, defensive tackle or offensive guard.
There you go. I agree. Right there.
Offensive tackle or defensive tackle, both of you guys. Okay, how about you, Derek?
Yes.
I definitely want to go defensive tackle now just because that's what we really need. If we can't stop the middle, teams are going to pound on us.
I really love, you want to get down to it. God be in our favor and give us Mason Graham.
So you all want defensive tackle. Paul, you say go defensive tackle also.
What school is Graham at again?
Michigan.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay.
I'm going to say my position of need, I'm still going to say offensive guard or a tackle who can play tackle and guard or corner. because we still have a hole at corner, and I think in the second round we could probably get outside of Paul's wish of getting Mason Graham at 13. Which if he's fell to 13, I'm taking him. But if he's not there, which is more than likely going to happen, I would trade back a few spots and either draft a corner or the next guy on my board. Hopefully, he's an offensive guard. And if I'll flip it either way. If I'm not getting my defensive tackle in the first round, I'll get him in the second. Or if I'm not getting my offensive line in the first, I'm getting it in the second. So it's flip-flopping.
I'm 100% right there with you, Russell. If Mason Graham is not available, I trade back 3 to 4 spots and pick up, either a cornerback or offensive guard or someone.
Now, if Booker is there, if Graham isn't, but Booker's there with the guard, I'm taking Booker.
At 13? You're taking him at 13?
If Graham is gone, because now we definitely need somebody to fill Cable's shoes. Yeah, if Graham's gone, you got to get Booker.
I think we can probably still get Booker if we traded back and to get extra picks. I mean, depending on how far we trade back, too. I mean,
even if it's only one extra pick, an extra pick's an extra pick.
Yeah, but still going to be still with 11 picks instead of 10, and we can fortify other spots.
True. We definitely need depth. Depth for sure.
Definitely need depth. And I've listened to people like on Twitter. I've listened to people on like some sports shows, and they're saying, well, the Dolphins should draft. Everybody's saying Will Johnson, the corner from Michigan, but he's hurt. But which would be our MO.
Like you said, we like hurt guys. First round pick.
And then there was other people saying, well, we should draft what's his name? Ohio State, the tackle who's tore his ACL this year. Simmons. Josh Simmons, yep. Which I don't like. Nope.
I'd rather have the Simmons at safety. I'd rather have free agent Justin Simmons.
Yeah, well, he's not taking what we got. We ain't got no money to pay him.
Well, that's why he's not on a team yet. He wants too much money.
Well, he could have been on the team the year before and we couldn't get him. So doesn't really matter. I mean, like I said, we don't got any money till something astronomically crazy happens outside of them possibly moving somebody that money won't help us till after June 1st anyway. And people with the assumption that, if we trade this guy, even if you traded Tyreek Hill, let's say hypothetically we traded him tonight, it ain't going to help you. Those picks ain't this year.
Right.
You ain't getting 4 picks for him. And who's going to take that salary like John said? There ain't nobody in their right mind taking that salary on a guy that's maybe going to play 2 more years, if that.
Now, if he was 4 or 5 years younger,
they might take him if he's playing 2 more years. They're not going to take the $30 million contract.
That's what. Yeah, it's not going to happen.
And if we eat some of that, well, that's just dead cap space. You're wasting money.
Yep, and it will screw us down the road. The kick the can mentality. We'll keep pushing money down the road. We keep pushing money down the road. Eventually, the road turns to rubber, and you got to pay somebody. You got to pay the pipe on. We ain't got no money to pay nobody, and every year we'll be signing 1-year deals, 1-year deals, 1-year deals.
Hey, now, guys, what is your thoughts on? I don't know if you guys have been seeing about the flag football in the 28 Olympics, and then say if Goodell does, decide he's going to let the NFL players join this stuff. What's your guys' thoughts about that and taking a chance of say if we had or just say if Jalen Waddle wanted to go, he's going to be under contract.
Nope, you're not playing. I'm paying you all that money. What happened? You go get. You remember when they used to have the Pro Bowl, the beach game, the flag football on the beach?
Yep.
You remember Patriots? Robert Edwards tore his ACL after he was the NFL Rookie of the Year. Never was the same. As a rookie, he won that Rookie of the Year from Georgia, tailback for the Patriots. They were good with him. And then what happened? Where did he end his career at? At the Dolphins. He was damaged. He got hurt in the Pro Bowl flag football game in sand. Tore his ACL.
Now, say if Goodell says they can do it. Can the team come back and say no? That's not going to happen.
Of course they can. You're a paid employee. The team pays you. Roger Goodell don't pay you.
Right.
Why would you want to see? Why would you want to see your quarterback hypothetically get injured in a game that means nothing for a medal that costs not even their meal money. A gold medal only costs about $6,000.
If that, Christ, most of them
If
just
that. That's what
they're
I'm saying.
gold
Those
plated.
they ain't the same. It ain't like the 70s with the gold medals with the Olympics and all that. And you know how many leagues there are around this country where people play in flag football leagues that are super talented just because they're just playing?
Right.
I wouldn't want to see hypothetically. What if Justin Jefferson played in the flag football game and he got hurt? God forbid. Or any other top flight receiver, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, CeeDee Lamb, whoever you want to name, got hurt in the Olympics and was out for a whole NFL season.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
that'd be
sure
devastating.
Yeah, so it don't make sense. I was against the Olympics when they put the basketball players in. They played in the 92 with the Dream Team. After that, they should have just let the college kids play. But a lot of those foreign countries had guys that were professionals since they were 16 playing. So it was like men playing with boys. And America didn't like the fact
And
that Europe and
the
everybody else
reason.
was getting better than us in
That was the
basketball.
reason.
So it was
Yeah,
more an ego.
They said, we're going to stop this shit real quick.
Yep, it was more about ego than it was about
I don't think
talent.
we'll see another. We'll never see
definitely
another
see,
team like that ever. And the only college player that was on that team was Leitner. Leitner was the only college kid on that team.
Yep.
Everybody
And
else was
figure,
Hall
where
of
will you
Famers.
ever see a team? Where will you see a team of 11 guys, 10 of them Hall of Famers?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hall of Famers.
10 Hall of Famers in Leitner.
The starting five and the bench are all Hall of Famers.
Every single player, 10 of the 11 were Hall of Famers. And I'm not talking about scrub barely made it type Hall of Famers.
No, legitimate.
All legit.
Yeah.
The starting five, you had Patrick Ewing, you had David Robinson, you had Kyle Malone, you had Magic Johnson, and you had Michael Jordan. Then your bench, you had Chris Mullin, you had Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen, Clyde Drexler, and Larry Bird.
And Christian Leitner was the alternate.
Yep, and he barely played. They had him run on donut runs.
Yeah.
That team was wow.
Imagine that. You're on the team just to get donuts.
Hey, if they want to pay me the money, I'll do the donut runs.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
and
for
he was
real.
only a
Shit.
college kid at that time, you know? He wasn't in the league like all them other guys. Because I remember Michael Jordan when they played the U.S. select team and they got beat. And they told the guys in the take that score off the board before the reporters come in. It was a scrimmage. And then they were like, oh, everybody was wondering what happened. What happened? Nobody was saying nothing. They got beat by Grant Hill and Chris Webber and Bobby Hurley and Jamal Mashburn.
Mm-hmm.
They took the score off the board because it was only a scrimmage, but they were mad as hell. They got spanked.
Mad as hell. But you needed that.
Yep. Know what it is?
You needed that.
You got 10 millionaires and all superstars. It's hard to be a superstar saying, and that was after the 92 finals where the Bulls beat Portland. So you had Drexler and Jordan and Pippen going at it. Now you're all on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
Egos were involved, of course. You're like, oh, we just
we got
lost to these guys.
Yeah. After we bust your ass for the title and now I got to team up with you, that's kind of hard to build.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to do because they were like, I was listening to interviews recently, and Magic was saying, yeah, he says, you got to remember, Clyde and them just had got off losing to the Bulls in 6 games, and he was like, I don't want to be with these guys, you know. And that's the difference between sports then and sports today. Everybody today wants to be everybody's buddy.
It's true. Here's your book of life.
Magic Johnson wasn't hanging out with Larry Bird in the summer talking about, well, we should go here and we should hang out and we're going to have the banana boat like Joe. No, Jordan would never want to hang out with Isaiah Thomas.
Jordan didn't even hang out with his own guys from his team.
Yeah, they all hated each other because it was all ego.
They hated each other. Yep.
There is no way in hell Michael Jordan would say, well, I can't beat Detroit, so trade me to Detroit. Or like if Magic couldn't beat the Celtics, or if the Celtics, Larry Bird would never say, send me to the Lakers.
Well, think about it. If Magic and Bird weren't in the league at the same time, one of them might have had 8 titles.
Yep. They came a year apart from each other. Yep. And you got to remember too, in that era, when before Magic and Bird got in there, it was Dr. J for the 76ers. Bill Walton was in Portland. Then, it got so confrontational. These guys were just going at it.
Yeah, all sports have softened up because of injuries and the money they make. I think money has more to do with it than the injuries because these guys just make so much money. They're like, I can't take a chance on getting injured.
Yeah. A lot of these guys too, they got so much interest off the court with shoe deals and commercials and all these side.
They all need to look back in time and thank Michael Jordan for that one.
Yep.
Right, and then the NFL wants to make an 18-game schedule. They just
but them guys are going to be against it. Know why they're going to be against it? Because you're seeing guys dropping like flies in 14 weeks, 12 weeks. Some teams are beat up by 9 weeks.
Exactly.
And until they say, okay, well, you want an extra game? Well, guess what? That 53-man roster has to be 65-man. You got to have extra guys on the roster. You can't. The practice squad is a joke.
I've been saying that since they went to 17 games. They need to go to 65 guys every week. Before the game, you have to put in 5 healthy scratches.
Yeah, you need a 65-man roster because 53 ain't cutting it.
No.
Especially two of them ain't.
More. Yeah,
and figure 2 of the positions is punter and kicker. They ain't really helping.
Well, you got punter, kicker, long snapper. Right there's 3 out of your 53 positions.
Yep. And then you like 2 years ago, the Dolphins lost to the Chiefs in the playoffs. We signed 4 guys the week of the game off of their couch to play in that game.
Somebody said higher cap. Unfortunately, the cap won't go any higher because it's the way the revenue sharing goes. So it's going to go up every year, but
yeah, it only goes according to TV contracts, and it ain't helping it because then you get. This is what makes me laugh about that whole salary cap mess. Oh yeah, okay, we got a cap, but if 4 guys control your cap, what good is it?
Right, and then you got a bunch of nobodies.
It's similar to baseball. Baseball makes me laugh. Baseball has no salary cap. You got the best player on the Dodgers, Ohtani, who signed a $700 million deal. $700 million. But he's only being paid $2 million a year because he was smart. He said, put it all in an account and defer it. So imagine the interest on that.
Yeah. His family is going to live for generations being extremely filthy rich.
Just think about that. $2 million a year for 10 years. So that's $20 million. But he's got 700 sitting in an account just building up interest. And then
look at all the side deals he's getting too. Like he's got a thing on Fortnite and everything. He's got a bunch of stuff on there.
Yep. He has a shoe deal. He has a shoe deal with New Balance. New Balance shoe deal is $10 million a year. That's more than what he's making for the next 10 years in his Dodger contract.
Damn.
Just the shoe deal.
I was wondering, like, that was like one of our Oriole guys that went to Toronto. He wanted his money deferred, and the Orioles were like, "No, it costs us more money down the road to pay you more money."
Yeah, Santander.
Yep. So we lost him, and then they deferred most of his money too. It's smart. It's a smart way,
Well, a lot of teams don't do that. It depends on your insurance companies too, because. Just think, if I'm paying Saul $100 million and he says, hey, just give me $2 million a year for the next 10 years, of which the deal was 10 years, $700 million. I pay him $2 million a year for 10 years. That's $20 million. And he's got 698 sitting in an account that I can't touch. Like the Dodgers can't touch that because it's his money.
Nope.
And of course, but you know what? It's funny. My father said this a long time ago. Michael Jordan's highest contract that he ever got in the NBA was $25 million for 1 year. At that time, that was crazy money.
Wasn't that the last year with the Bulls?
Yeah,
that was last year with the Bulls.
But you know what's funny? He said if Jerry Krause, I'm not Jerry Krause. Jerry Krause was the
he was the general manager. Yeah,
the owner. I forgot his name. God,
Jerry Reinsdorf.
Reinsdorf, yeah. Reinsdorf what Jordan made, the $25 million for the year. Jerry Reinsdorf. I was reading a thing in Sporting News, showing my age now because I don't even think Sporting News is around anymore. But Sporting News had a thing where Jerry Reinsdorf alone in the 41 home games, which were sold out because Jordan was there, and the parking per game, he made the $25 million in 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And we're not even counting the concessions. We're not counting about the sales of jerseys and anything with his copyright, because generally people didn't want to copyright stuff. Like you couldn't copyright, I'm getting my name on this, or because the team owned the rights to you're an employee. Until later on, where these guys got smarter and said, "Hey, well, I'm selling this, that, and the other, and I'm not getting nothing out of it. Wait a minute."
Whales are the world's biggest mammals.
Yeah, money has come a long way. It's really weakened the game because a lot of guys are only in there for money anyway. And then, somebody's stupid enough to pay you. Like, you feel bad for Deshaun Watson, but you don't feel bad for him. You feel bad for the injury part of it, but he's getting the only guaranteed contract. All his money guaranteed, no deferred, no this, no that.
Well, that's just like a lot of these college guys. These college guys are making more money in NIL deals than they are when they,
With
go
a rookie
first round.
deal, yep.
With a
their
first
rookie
round
deals,
pick of, being a deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's
but
what's funny. The Shador Sanders made $15 million these last 2 years. That's going to be more than his rookie deal for 5 years.
Yeah, but you got to remember something.
Yep.
It's more than the rookie deal, but the sooner they come out, especially in basketball, the sooner that first contract is up, and then they can cash in and make hundreds of millions.
Yes. Provided they can play and they live up to their expectations. Because not everybody does it. How many guys have we seen get a rookie deal and you ain't heard of them ever again? It's all about the will, Jamarcus Russell, classic example. That's why they stopped that. He had got a guaranteed $58 million.
Yeah, buddy.
And he was trash.
Phew.
He had 2 good games at LSU.
He got $58 million. Wow.
$58 million. That's why the NFL. Yep, the NFL changed that.
Yeah,
They had to change it. Guaranteed.
Can you imagine if they didn't change that? Can you imagine if they didn't change it, what Caleb Williams would be getting?
Well, they had to change it because that's what I'm saying. A lot of these guys were immature, coming into the league and not working and getting all that money and getting lazy. And then this guy was doing that thing that they do in the South with the cough syrup and these people.
Codeine, yeah.
I'm like, these guys are unbelievable. But it's all about.
Right.
There's certain guys you just say, That's what the thing is. You remember when Larry B. Tunsil got drafted? They were like, "Oh, look at him! He's getting high. He's smoking with a mask." Da 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 da. He fell to us because of that. Warren Sapp, another one. He fell all the way to Tampa's pick. They thought he was going to be in the top 2 or 3.
Look, another Hall of Famer.
Yep, Hall of Famer. Look at Dan Marino. Dan Marino, they made accusations that he was getting high on cocaine, and he went from being a top 2 or 3 pick to the 28th pick, 27th pick.
Well, I still believe, I heard a rumor years ago that Shula wanted Marino so bad he sent his PR team out to make sure that story kept getting in the news.
Probably.
The middle of nowhere, seems like a place, but there's tons of evidence that you can see.
You remember the last 2 picks of that draft?
No.
You don't remember? They're both Hall of Famers. Darryl Green for the Washington Redskins and Dan Marino. They were the last 2 picks of the first round.
Oh, the first round. I thought you meant the last 2 picks of the draft.
Yeah, they were the last 2 picks in the first round of that draft.
Okay. Yeah, Darryl Green, Mr. 20 years of phenomenal play.
Yeah, for the Washington. Yep. Last 2 picks in the first round, both Hall of Famers.
Yeah, I got to meet him. He was up here at our town. They brought the team up here and played at Frostburg State. They were up here for like 10 years.
Human video game, bro. That dude was a human video game.
Darryl Green was incredible.
Like, wow.
That guy was
he
cool,
was
but man, he was a womanizer and what a partier though. But man, he was great on the field.
Hey, Saul, it could be a hit out on him and Merrill. He's putting his business out online.
And not only the delivery, but also you can find grapes all over the place.
Hey, Derek.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty funny when you go to sell your house tomorrow. Daryl Green's the one trying to buy it.
He ain't
What did
coming.
you
He
say
ain't ever
about me
coming.
on that podcast?
Yeah, which I heard you talking shit. What you saying? Hey, Saul, you remember when?
Hey, now I wasn't talking any smack or anything. I just said that he was phenomenal on the field.
Hey, Saul, you see him backpedal? I wasn't talking smack. Yeah, I want to hear a man who don't know me getting on national syndication saying, "Hey, he's a womanizer."
Well,
He was. I mean, he wanted. I think he had 3 or 4 women up here pregnant.
It ain't no different than saying Tyreek's a womanizer.
Saul is getting worse. Now he's talking about pregnancies. Man.
He's having fun now. I mean, when you're famous and you're good at what you do, hey, it's gonna happen. They're gonna follow for you. It is what it is.
And they ain't falling for him. They're trying to trap him.
Hey, you know what? Hey, obviously, Saul. Obviously, Derek ain't Ray Charles. He sees everything.
Yeah, for real.
He was good to the kids up here, though. I remember, because my dad, we used to work for a thing, and one of the things that goes up in the air, like a scissor lift thing, and we got to do it. He would stay after practice, see all the kids, sign autographs. Coolest dude in the world. That's what I remember.
Hey, Saul.
It ain't no different than saying Tyreek Hill's a womanizer. I mean, Christ, he's got multiple kids by multiple women.
Yeah, but that's in the papers. I ain't heard about Daryl Green. He's my age.
No, I remember hearing that. But he played so well that nobody cared.
Yeah. Right? Hey, Saul.
Right.
Derek's moonwalking now. He's backpedaling. Derek sound like Michael Jackson. You're doing wrong.
Hey, but at least he can come up here and buy my house, pay cash. He's got plenty of money, I'm sure, still. I'll moonwalk for him. I'll try my best impression.
Yeah, because those kids are all grown up now. He ain't paying child support anymore.
Yeah, man. Hey, when they start shooting, just say I didn't know nothing. I ain't part of this.
Oh my!
I love you, Daryl Green. I had nothing to do with it.
Oh my!
The resting place of some of the earliest whales ever found.
Yeah, it's going to be
another reason.
interesting.
You got to think Tyreek ain't going nowhere. He needs that money. Doesn't he have 14 kids or something like that now?
Hey, you know what I always say? I don't care because none of them are mine.
Yeah.
Don't matter to me.
1,000 miles away in the Dominican Republic, living whales gathered in these tropical waters early in the year.
Who's listening about the Dominican Republic? 1,000 miles away. That would be a nice vacation right now.
Yeah, who's over there doing the weather report in the Dominican Republic?
Johnny O still wishes he was down there. Still, he's still dreaming. He's on the ship still.
No, I was in Mexico.
Johnny O.
Johnny O went to Mexico. He didn't go to Dominican Republic, did you, Johnny?
It's still the Caribbean, though. It's still nice down there, either where he went. So he could still be thinking about.
Where'd you go, Johnny? Cozumel?
We went to Rotan.
Yep.
And then what was it? Rotan, Belize, Costa Maya, and then Cozumel.
Yeah, Cozumel's nice because we went to the Mayan ruins. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I gotta tell you a story about Cozumel. Was our last stop. Yep. We get off the ship. Tom, Gary, and I, we go into town. We're doing some shopping. We stop at Senor Frogs. We had something to eat and drink, and then we did some more shopping. On the way back, we had to go up the escalator where the shops are, and I ran into some people that I knew, Tim and his wife and his sister-in-law, and his sister-in-law says to me, Johnny, come here. This guy won't leave me alone. So I'm standing next to her, and this kid, probably in his mid-20s, walks right over to us and grabs my beard and goes like this. And I said, I said, don't touch my beard unless you're going to touch my dick. Mm-hmm. And the kid stepped back and looked at me. He goes, that was rude. I said, rude, brother. I said, you don't know what rude is. You just walked up to a stranger and grabbed his beard.
Yeah,
I said, I said, you're fucking rude. And then Tom come walking over, Tim come walking over, and the kid went walking away. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Mm.
Yeah, just walked up and goes like this to my beard. I'm like, and I did. I mean, I say that shit to people when I don't touch my beard unless you're
Yeah,
gonna
you don't
touch
touch me. Yeah, you don't touch me at all.
Yeah.
Listen to
Yeah,
know what it
for
is
real.
too. We live in a culture now that people are just like no respect for nothing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because back in the day, if somebody got it
Entitlement.
within 6 feet of you, you would sock them. Because if you didn't know them, you don't run up on me.
Yep.
Nobody would be in the position of just walking up and being in your airspace and acting like they're entitled to it. Back in the day, you didn't know
You got
somebody,
laid
they
out.
walked up in they got laid out. There was no questions, there was no nothing. Today, people just cuckoo. And then when you question them on it, they're like, "Oh, what's the matter? What's the matter? What if I walked up to you and didn't know you and just grabbed your wife's behind?" That would never work in the 80s and early 90s. People are just daring. They see what they can get away with.
Yeah, and then tell me I'm rude because of what I said to him.
Yeah. But if you would have thrown him down the flight of stairs, you're the bad guy.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
crazy.
we live in a different society. Like I say, a lot of people like today, you got to be careful with these kids too, because these kids is cuckoo. You can't even like one time we were in a restaurant and my girl's ordering takeout and it was wrong and she's getting all frustrated with the person. I said, Kim, of all people, you're going to get mad at the person that's making your food. Are you serious? I says, before you know it, you'll be having that burger. It's tasting like freaking bleach from the floor. These people are
You ain't never
crazy, man.
lied.
They don't play around. I'm telling you.
Listen,
All
They
these
don't.
young kids
I'm not
that
gonna
work in
get
restaurants.
They're not playing around.
It's not like back in the day you go in a restaurant and people there in the restaurants working there over 30. They're all young people now.
Yeah.
And they don't care. Well, gents,
Papa
Papa
Paul, you
Paul.
getting ready? You getting ready for your big draft day Earth Day party? I can't wait. It's coming down. I got it marked.
Got people getting their tents ready and everything.
When's your birthday, Papa Paul?
Right.
Draft day?
My birthday is actually April 22nd, Earth Day.
Oh, okay.
But I do an annual party the Saturday before the draft, pre-draft party / Earth Day birthday bash.
Nice. Hey, on a side note, I would like to wish anybody who has children who have autism, we wish you the best because it's Autism Day today.
Absolutely.
And I mean,
Yes,
there are a
happy
lot of
Yep.
people whose children or adults that are inflicted with autism. Got nothing but love for you. Prayers up to you.
Yep, absolutely. Happy Autism Day. I see so many people, and the statistics are getting worse, and it's very, very, very sad situation. There's so many of these youngsters that would love to just be like normal, like everybody else, and I see it every day, and
most of them
it's sad.
most of them are normal. They just have
Feeling issues.
deficiencies.
Yeah.
Right now, there's a girl on Survivor. She has autism, and she says it. She has a hard time reading people's emotions and faces and understanding what they're feeling. But
Well,
Yeah. A lot of people succeed. It's all in the
Oh, yeah.
person.
I mean, I see it on the
it's
far end of the spectrum is what I mean. I don't know, no hate or anything to anybody that has it or anything. I just want you to know that for sure. I respect everybody, and
honestly, to me, there's almost no thing as normal.
true.
we just, like I said,
You
we
ain't
just
never
wish
lied on that.
anybody who has autism, whether they're adult or child, we wish you nothing but the best, nothing but prayers to you and your loved ones. Because, I mean, whether it's autism, whether it's diabetes, there are a lot of things that take precedence over us getting upset about a Dolphin win or loss. Those are more important issues than
I ain't never lied.
this guy didn't catch a ball or this guy turned over a play. There's more important things. And we all know that because we all have families. We all have loved ones that, whether they are autistic, whether they're suffering from any form of disability, we wish you nothing but the best. Prayers up to Ian Get well, my brother.
Yes,
Get well, Big
Yeah.
E.
definitely.
Yeah, if anybody hasn't seen that, you can go on Facebook on Ian's page. They're doing a kidney registration, try to see if they can get a
Liver.
match for him.
It's his
Or
liver.
liver registration, so they can try to get a match. So,
Yep. I went
Yeah,
on it.
the liver can grow itself back too, so you
Yeah.
could actually get a part of it and cut it out and put it in, and hopefully make it work.
yep.
Yeah. Well, you got it's similar. You got to do certain matches, and there's
Right.
different qualifications and disqualifications. So, I saw
Yeah.
it on Twitter.
Wanted
You
to
know,
find if I could, but I already have cysts growing all over my liver, just like my kidneys. So
Right.
yeah, you can't. There's like I said, there's a lot of different disqualifications. Like if you're hypertension or high blood pressure, or if you've had issues with your kidneys, and it's a difficult circumstance. And like I said, prayers up. We wish you nothing but the best. Godspeed. Hopefully, something happens where someone matches, and we get you back out there, my brother.
Absolutely.
Most definitely. Maria will be posting shortly within the next few weeks for next year's cruise. If anybody's interested, she's doing the research now on some different ships and pricing and stuff. So, if anybody would like to join us next March or April, whenever we're gonna do it, look for that.
Right.
Johnny O, was that all Dolphins fans on there, or was it just so many that they
No, we didn't even get a package for it. It was Maria contacted a travel agent and then just went through them, and each person called in individually and booked their cabin and paid for it. And
no, it was whatever Dolphins fan. The rest were just regular customers.
yeah, there was 3,600 people on the ship. There was like 80 Dolphins fans.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's cool.
But if I had $1 for every time some moron walked up to me and goes, "Oh, you're a Dolphins fan," or "Oh, you like Chicago," or something stupid, I'm like, "Oh my god!" I was Dolphins gear, all my shorts, socks, shirts, everything. I was in Dolphins gear every day, and at least 10 times a day, somebody would say something stupid. I'm like, man, they should start giving me $1 for this.
That's where you carry around the sign saying, "Here's your sign."
Yeah.
Yeah, there are such idiotic people. Like, why would a person who's wearing full Dolphin regalia, hat, jacket, shirt, socks, and you're gonna go up to them and ask them, "Are you a Dolphin fan?"
Oh no, the better ones are they walk up, "Oh, you're a Chicago fan," or "Oh, you like the Bengals?" I'm like, "Oh my god, these people, you're driving me nuts."
That's just our society. It's terrible. Like, it's not.
That's the same thing. People asking me if I'm a Dolphins fan when I'm driving my truck.
Right.
Yeah, it's like common sense. Like,
no, I just stole the truck.
It all refers back to that, the young kid grabbing Johnny O's beer just out of it's just there's no respect.
People no common sense anymore.
You know what it is? A lot of people don't have the. Hey, I was saying this to my daughter the other day. I says, when I was a kid, your grandmothers and grandparents are in their 60s and 70s. Grandparents are now in their 30s. So there's no home training.
He's not lying.
They don't know anything.
The grandparents aren't even
don't know nothing. Hey, I remember meeting kids when my daughter was in high school. She's 28 now, college grad. And they had come over and they were doing some package, something, their presentation they were going to do in school. I forgot what it was for. And I was playing, music in the house. And one of the kids asked me, "Who's that?" And I had told him it was LL Cool J. And the kid had the nerve to tell me, he raps. He raps? Isn't he on a TV show? He raps.
Yeah, that's where he started.
And I was like, listen, this is what things don't register with kids. They only know what's current and what's trendy and flashy. They don't know anything else. I said, do you go to history class and you think history started with just Barack Obama? It started way before him, buddy.
Yeah.
Get on board. I said, you got to know the foundation without knowing the walls. You can't build a house without the foundation. You got to know what you're talking about. They just jump into stuff because of trends and it looks cool or somebody else liked it, so I got to like it. I said, are you nuts? You sound crazy. Like when I was telling the kids about, they were talking about Batman or something, and I was like, yeah, I remember Batman when it was Adam West. And they were like, Adam West? Who's that? Like, you better know your history.
Wow.
The original Batman.
For real.
Yeah, so you got to know your history, man. I said, Batman didn't start with George Clooney, and Batman didn't start with
That was what I
Michael
watched.
Keaton. Batman
Yeah,
started
that's
with
what I
Adam
watched when
West.
I was growing up. Adam West, the
Yeah,
TV
I remember
show. I
running
remember the
home as a
TV
grammar
show
school
all
kid
the time.
to see Batman.
Ew.
Running
Right.
home.
Come on.
You guys see where Val Kilmer passed away?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man,
That's
that
why
was
I said
early.
a lot of people don't realize the simple things in life you can't take for granted, especially
Right.
when it comes to like things that you can do. Like John just went on a cruise and Papa Paul does a big Earth Day thing, and Derek does stuff and Saul does stuff. I tell people all the time, your life is full when you enjoy your life. Don't matter how much money you got, you can do anything you want regardless of income. I mean, obviously, if you don't have any income, you ain't flying to Paris or you ain't going overseas, but
Well, you can do anything you want if you put your mind to it. Plain and
yep.
simple.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hate that. I hate that word can't. People with it, I can't. I always tell people, they say, Russell, I can't. I say, I'm African American, can, not can't.
That's like one thing, like with my job every day, I see people, that they beat the odds. It doesn't matter what their circumstances, they find a way to do what they need to do to survive and live life and enjoy it to the fullest.
Especially too with us being sports fans, like we love our teams, whether regardless of baseball, basketball, football, hockey, whatever you like, you are entitled to do what you can do. And if you want to go to something, believe me, you'll go to something. Like me and Saul had talked about this when we first met. He was like, oh, I've never been to Massachusetts. I said, well, now you know somebody you can come to Massachusetts. Saul's been 3 times. And 2 of the times he's seen sports events. He's seen the Patriots and the Dolphins, and he saw the Yankees and the Red Sox. I know people who lived here. We've gone through this 100 times and never been to a Patriots game, and they're Dolphin fans, and they live in the same city as me, and they run around talking, I'm a diehard. But yet the team plays 22 minutes from your house, and you've never been one time, and you're in your 50s. Those are excuses.
Right.
And when I bring up Saul, I like my buddy Saul lives in Philadelphia. He's come to see the Patriots and the Dolphins. He's come to see the Red Sox, Yankees. Oh, I wish I could do that. Saul was talking to a guy that lived in my hometown on Facebook. And Saul was taking pictures after he had bought seafood, and we were having the seafood shipped to his house. So we're at the seafood place, and he's taking pictures where the fish and all the seafood's coming right off the boats right into the place. And the guy says, oh, that's in my hometown. And Saul says, yeah, I'm in New Bedford. The guy couldn't believe it. And this guy's a big Dolphins fan. He's telling Saul, what are you doing in my town? And Saul says, I'm going to the game tomorrow night.
Like, dude, green, like, you go to the game tomorrow night. Yeah.
And the guy's like, oh, I'm not going. I've never been. But I'm a Dolphin diehard fan. You ain't a diehard fan. That's just ludicrous to me. And there's no excuse because I tell people, listen, if you want to do something, you can do it. I mean, come on.
Listen, it ain't that expensive to go to a game. You could save $10 a week, $5 a week, put it away, and you can afford your ticket to go to the game.
And then now with all these ticket places, you can buy a ticket once the game starts for dirt cheap.
Right, I get the same thing. Well, how do you get season tickets and live in Maryland? It's like, well, it's called you work, you save up, and you make it happen.
Yeah,
you set your priorities and you do what you need to do.
You live within your means, but you don't sacrifice living. Like if Papa Paul said, "Hey Russell, I'm thinking about coming up for a game," he's good. Saul, he's good. John, you're good. Anybody wants to come, my house is open. I don't live in the projects. I don't live in a bad neighborhood. My neighborhood's quiet. Everything's close by, and I get a means to get to and from the game. People make me laugh with that. Oh, I can't, or I don't know. And listen, those are excuses. If you want to do
I've,
something,
I've
you can do it.
I've said the same thing. My door is open. Anybody wants to come up for MetLife? My door is open. I got 2 spare bedrooms with beds in them. You're more than welcome to them.
I only tell you if you're coming here, be prepared to eat.
Listen,
All I'm
I
telling
ain't
you.
never
I don't
lied
have a
on
problem
that.
with that.
Yo, real shit. That is a
I'm not
fact.
kidding.
That's a
I'll tell
fact,
you.
man. It is good. Man,
Don't be on a
Believe me when
diet.
I
eating
tell you.
too. Trust me.
I'm not lying. I
Don't be on
do
a
it.
diet. Have
I'm
extra.
actually going to
If you're a
work.
diabetic, have some extra shots with you, right?
Oh no, I'm good. I mean, my girl ain't trying to kill me. She know. I just say, cause Saul can testify to this. My girl don't play. She don't play when it comes to cooking and baking. She don't. And if you're a person that likes to eat, she likes to cook. She likes to bake.
I
She's
don't.
not
This
one
woman
for
can cook her ass
skimping.
off, man.
I
She
don't
ain't one
wear.
for
I don't wear
skimping.
3X
Dude,
shirt
from
for no reason.
scratch.
I tell people all the time, if you're coming here, don't wear pants with buttons or zippers. Wear something that ties up because your
You ain't
belt
never
is gonna
lied.
pop. She don't play, man. She
Mm-mm.
does not play, and she
Not at
don't be
all.
skimping on nothing
Not at
either.
all.
She don't be skimping when it comes to cooking and like, oh well, no, she ain't trying to hear that. She used to back in the day. It was just me, her, because my daughter was living on campus in college in Boston. She'd be making food like 10 people coming over. I'm like, Kim, it's just me and you. And she was like, oh well, what? Shit, man, that's a lot. We're gonna have these homeless down the street wanting to be over here.
She's deep down meal prepping for you.
I'm telling you, she don't play. And her thing was always
Not at all.
she likes to like listen, my girl don't play with the you know how people get I mean, we all have wives and girlfriends and stuff. You know how like when you do something, if whether your wife's gonna say, oh, tomorrow I'm gonna make chicken and I'm gonna make rice and I'm gonna make a vegetable. My girl does her own spins on things. Like my girl makes Mozambique rice, she makes different kinds of fish, she makes different kinds. Like Saul came over, she's doing
Alaskan cod.
Alaskan
Oh
cod with
my
the panko
God. I can't
crumb
wait.
and then she's doing
Oh
cheesy
my goodness.
broccoli and she's doing mashed potatoes baked in the oven with the skins. Oh, it's crazy.
Oh my, that's
And
Yeah.
when you eat,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
listen,
That's what I'm saying, dude. You're going
I'm
to
telling
eat.
you, when you eat, you ain't thinking about, whoa, where we going after this? You're sitting on the couch for about 10, 15 minutes saying, well, what the
No,
fuck's going on here?
yeah.
You're ready for a nap.
putting you in the food
Yeah.
coma.
I'm
Yeah,
ready for a
man.
nap.
Yeah, I'm ready for a
Yes.
nap. She ain't trying to hear, well, woulda, coulda, shoulda. No. Mm-mm. Mm. That belly full. Because she is asking me today. She's like,
Mhm.
well, Saul's coming Thursday. She goes, I'll do dinner Thursday. We're going to go out eating Friday, and I'll do dinner Saturday. I said, well, I already know what he likes. She says, don't worry, I got it. So I don't even question her.
Yep.
I know whatever she going to make ain't going to last. There ain't no
Hey,
leftovers.
Yep.
Papa Paul, we need to get Russ's girl down there to cook for you for your Earth Day party.
I'm gonna get Papa Paul up here for a game eventually.
You don't like my
John
cook,
too.
you have to eat it.
Yeah, John can do just like Saul. You don't have to fly. You can take the damn train right to Providence.
Well, I can drive
Take the
too.
train right up to Providence.
Yep.
So I got
I live.
I got family in Connecticut.
Well, I
So
live. Yeah.
I can drive to Connecticut and then drive to Providence and
Yeah. Well, I live in Massachusetts, but Providence is close. Providence is from my house. Providence is about like 18 minutes.
oh,
South.
see you're on the
I'm on the. I'm
far
on
east
the.
side of Mass.
I'm on the southern Mass. I'm southeastern Mass.
All right. Well, I grew up in southeastern Connecticut. I grew up in
Yeah.
Mystic.
Yeah. Yeah. Mystic. I went to the aquarium a while back.
We had our junior prom in the aquarium.
Yep, I remember going to Mystic. Yeah, like I live southeastern Mass. Where I live is close to like my hometown was New Bedford. It's like 15 minutes away, 12 minutes on the highway. And then the opposite way, if I go east, it's to New Bedford, Mass. If I go west, it's to Providence. Boston's about 45 miles. So now we have a train now in my city that goes to Boston. They hadn't had a train 60 years. So now they got a train Fall River to Boston. So
How far is like Boston from like Rocky Hill, Connecticut? That's the farthest I've ever been. Was Rocky Hill.
Boston and Connecticut's far.
Far.
Yeah.
From Rocky Hill to Boston, it's probably only an hour and 20 minutes.
Well, I mean, I don't know where Rocky Hill is. I know, the basics. I've been to Hartford. I don't know where that Rocky Hill is. I've been to Hartford. I've been both the casinos and.
Well, Hartford too. Yeah, I was in Hartford and Rocky Hill for work.
Oh, okay.
Those casinos weren't even there when they didn't start going in until like 90-91 because I had already moved down to Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
And Foxwoods was the first one to grow on. A bunch of people that I grew up with.
Foxwoods and Mohican. Yep.
Yeah, Foxwoods was first in like 90 or 91 because a lot of people that I grew up with ended up working there.
Yep.
And then Mohegan Sun opened up a few years later.
Yeah, because what's his name? Who has a restaurant in Mohegan Sun? Michael Jordan.
Well,
Johnny, do you ever go down to the Hard Rock? When you're down for the Dolphins games?
Yeah, I've been a couple times. I have the card in my book bag, so if I go, I just grab my card.
Yeah, I like it down there.
I spent quite a bit of time in the casino on the ship, so.
I'll bet. I tell you, the last time I've been on a ship, I went way back. It was Norwegian Cruise Lines, and it was Ochos Rios, Jamaica, Cayman Islands, and Cozumel. When I got back, I was like, "Yo, I'm done with casino. I'm done with casinos. I'm done with cruises. They have those certain nights where you have to dress up. One night they had Texas night. They had this night. They had that night." I was like, "Damn, I've been in the damn Navy. I don't want to be on no more ships." My girl says, "Oh, let's go on a cruise." I said, "How about this? I watched the TV show The Love Boat and say we did, but we don't."
Well, they don't force you to dress up all the time.
No, I know they don't. I'm just saying they had you had the same people at your dinner table.
No, now it's different.
They have different. See, that's how long it's been.
I was on Norwegian for this cruise, and there's, I don't know, 7 or 8 different restaurants. And if you wanted, like, we went to the barbecue joint one night, so you have to make reservations for that one.
Yep.
We went to the Japanese one night. We had 13 people at the table at the Japanese restaurant, and we just had a good time.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
The other thing, when I went on with Carnival, you had to, when they had Elegant Night, you had to kind of try to dress nice.
Yeah, you had to dress up in suit and tie, like that type of thing.
We didn't have, I just did a polo and just a nice pair of slacks. Like, you weren't supposed to wear, like.
If you wanted to eat in the dining room.
Right.
Yeah.
If you didn't want to eat in the dining room, you didn't have to dress up.
Oh, okay.
Right. Well, that's where the better food was. I like to have,
Yeah,
this one had some good restaurants. The buffet was decent. I think it was Monday night. They had steak and shrimp in the buffet. So,
well, Papa Paul, the next time you have your Earth Day, I'm going to send Jeff to your Earth Day parade.
Oh God! And on that note, we're out.
Have a good night, everybody.
All right, man. Peace, love, and fins
peace,
up.
love, and fins up, all.
Peace, love, and fins up, guys. See you later.
Later, brothers.
Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network on Roku and Fire Stick. This is the first place to find all the latest NFL news, trades, and rumors. If you have a Roku or Fire Stick, access your menu and locate the search bar to perform a channel search. Then simply type in Huddle Sports Network. After completing the search, this logo should appear. Then add to your menu and you're good to go. We cover all your football needs, from breaking news to trades and rumors. So join us and enjoy the sport we learn to love so much. So be sure to add Huddle Sports Network to your Roku or Fire Stick menu and keep informed of all your football news and needs. You can also find us on Facebook and, of course, YouTube. Thanks for supporting our journey and our passion for football.